In this video, I'm going to demonstrate and discuss calculating profit on Amazon. This is actually part of the product research process for Amazon arbitrage sellers, which is a series of videos that I put together on that topic. And the first thing that we're going to look at is actually evaluating supplier costs. And I'm going to use this product as an example, this product at Target, which is also sold on Amazon. And the first thing we're going to look at is what is the unit price of the item at the supplier. Now, clearly the unit price of the item at the supplier is $5. So this item is $5. So that answers our first question. The next thing is, how many units do you need to fill, how many units do you need to buy in order to fill one order of the Amazon ASIN? So this is really important. In this case, it's very simple. You only need to buy one unit in order to satisfy an order of one ASIN, right? Why do I even have that question? Well, imagine if this were a 2-pack, for instance, if this were a multi-pack as it's called. Then you would have to order 2 of these. You would need 2 of these units in order to satisfy one ASIN on Amazon, right? But being that it is one item here and it is that same one item on Amazon, this is a one-to-one relationship. So you only need one unit to fill an order of the Amazon ASIN. Now, even though we only need one unit, it doesn't mean that you're only going to buy one unit. Of course, you may want to sell 10 of these, for instance. So you might buy 10 of them, right? Just to make that clear. Now, the next thing is, how much is the cost of shipping this item? Now, the answer to this question depends on the method of Amazon arbitrage you are using. If you are drop shipping, for instance, you will only be able to you will have to buy one at a time for each order that you get on Amazon. So you will have to pay shipping for each individual time that you ship the product. And on Target.com, you're going to look up per your supplier what that shipping cost is. I happen to know that it's going to be $5.99, but normally what you would do is add this to the cart. In fact, why don't I go ahead and do that? And you can click on continue shopping. Sorry, not continue shopping. You would click on the cart or go to the checkout button, and it will actually show you what your delivery fee is, and it'll even give you the tax to your but if you're drop shipping, it depends on where you're sending it, right? It depends on what zip code you're sending the product to, but we see $5.99 is the delivery. Now, if you're going to purchase multiple, and by the way, if you're shipping this to your home and planning to resell it, you're also going to pay $5.99 for delivery, right? But what if you purchase multiple units of the item? Well, so then with every supplier, you're going to want to really pay attention to this, right? Which is that $35 orders, which is generally the case on Target, will ship for free. And it doesn't have to all be the same product. You could be buying other products from Target, and if it adds up to $35, you will get that free shipping. And I'm trying to get back to my gray pattern variation. Okay, right? So we know that if we spend $35, we'll get free shipping. Okay. Next, how much is the tax and other additional costs? So as you saw in the cart, shipping to a particular zip code, it's going to tell you the tax. So you can find out your exact tax to get it to you at your location. But if you're drop shipping, you don't know what zip code it's going to end up at. So then you have to just kind of come up with a percentage like 8% or something, right? A high percentage just in case it's really high, right? When I was drop shipping, I would use 10%, right? When I was doing that. Okay. Now, basically, that's the cost of shipping, and I also discussed the tax. And then if there are any other additional costs that you just want to include for the supplier, depending on how detailed you are, you can, maybe you can think of something else. But in this case, from a retail store, it's pretty much going to be the shipping and the tax. Now, the next part is to determine the selling price and the fees. Okay, so what is the selling price and the fees on Amazon, right? So, first of all, what is the minimum price of the item on Amazon for the condition that I am selling the item in? So, For instance, in this case, I'm planning to sell this in new condition. Right? Let's say I'm planning to sell it in new condition. Well, then what I want to do for the listing on Amazon is I want to look at the list of sellers. Now, first of all, I do see this person has the buy box and that they're selling it in new condition and it's $15. Most likely they have the minimum price, but I'm going to go ahead and check the list and the seller's list to see who else is selling the product. I do see that the other people selling the product are selling it in used like new condition. I don't necessarily even need to compare myself to them because I'm selling it in new condition. So, okay, the new condition seller is clearly $15. That is the selling price of the item on Amazon. Okay, how about the referral fee, the FBA fee? We have all these other different types of fees that we're going to have to subtract from the selling price to see how much we actually make, right? Now, the referral fee depends on the category, but it is mostly 15%. But in some categories, it depends on the item price. What I will do right now is pull up the referral fees for Amazon seller. Referral fees for Amazon seller central, I meant, but. And let's see what I'm going to get. Referral fees. Okay, so here are the referral fees. Down here we have the referral fees. All right, so you can see for different categories, a lot of categories are 15%, and then a lot of them have a minimum as well. We see this 30 cents minimum is here a lot. So we see that 15%. We see personal computers 8%. So there's certain categories where it is 8%, but we see a lot are 15%, and then there's some that are 12%. And then there's some like beauty where it's a little more complicated, where it's 8% if the product is $10 or less. But then it's 15% if it's greater than $10. Right? So it depends on the category, right? The rules can get quite a bit, a bit more complicated depending on the category, right? So you have to figure that out, all right? Now, per department, but most of these are 15%. Now, then there's the Amazon FBA fee. Well, how do we do that, right? Well, if you're doing FBA, then you need the FBA fee. And if you have a Chrome extension, of course, like this, it's going to be very easy, but I know some people don't. This is called Seller Assistant app. And if you get this Chrome extension, it gives you that FBA fee, and it even helps you calculate the profit without even going through this process. So that's something you can do. I have a link for this, and you do get a deal through the link if you're interested in that. But I know some people are not going to be using the Chrome extension today. And so the other thing is to use and I wish I had opened this before. I'm going to do FBA fee calculator on Seller Central. All right, and I'll provide links to these, but you can't. You can look them up on Google, like I just did. Actually, I just Googled these. But once you have the ASIN, and you can get the ASIN from the URL up here. Just click up in here and just you can try to highlight just that section, or kind of double click, copy that ASIN, and you bring it over to this fee calculator for FBA, and you just paste that ASIN in here and click search. It's going to pull up the product and the product details. You see the dimensions and the weight, which is also going to be generally useful. And then I'm not really using the calculator here. I'm just clicking calculate because I just want to see the fees. So I'm not really putting in the cost and all of that, right? I just want to see this fulfillment by Amazon fee, which is the FBA fee. All right, and it's telling me that the FBA fee is $4.52. You can see that as the same FBA fee that shows up in here, because all the Chrome extension is doing is taking that data from Amazon, right? So this is $4.52. That's your FBA fee. So that is how you can find your FBA fee. And if the product has never been sent in via FBA, you'll see that there is no FBA fee, which means then you have to see if you can calculate it perhaps by entering dimensions and weight. And I think it will calculate the FBA fee for you, right? But in this case, it has the FBA fee already, right? Now, FBA fees depend on the size and weight of the item, by the way, and it is a set fee for that ASIN. It does not change. Now, the commission fee, this is if you don't have a professional seller account. So if you don't have a professional seller account, currently they will charge you a 99-cent fee per order. So if you sell this item, you will have to subtract another 99 cents, right? So I would have to subtract another 99 cents for the fees. Now, additional fees are any other special fee that you're going to pay. There are certain categories that do have an extra, some kind of extra fee. I'm trying to remember one right now off the top of my head. I think it's like in the media area or something, but there is a category that has like an additional fee that they charge. All right, so you can check and find out, but it's not, most categories don't, but there's a particular category that I know charges some kind of additional fee. All right, so I would have to look that up. Now, what are my costs for shipping the item to the customer or into Amazon, right? So this is not really a fee, but the thing is, it's part of that because you may use Amazon's labels, but you might be buying the label from them, so that cost just kind of comes out at the same time with the fees, right? Or you might be buying your own shipping label, which in that case you have to figure out how much your shipping is going to cost, so you can subtract that on the side as well. And then if you're doing FBA, well, the FBA fee is coming out of the order automatically, but before you even get the item, before you've even sold the item, you had to send the item into Amazon, so that had costed you. There was a cost for sending that item into Amazon, and so you could subtract that. The issue with that is, however, you don't know it. You can't really say exactly what it costs to send the item into Amazon if you're sending in other items with that item into Amazon, right? So then it becomes more of an average cost. The more items you're sending in at once, the less you're really paying per item, because Amazon gives you a good deal on shipping into Amazon. So if you're sending in 100 items at the same time, or 20 items, or whatever that number of items are, you're not really paying as much per item, right? So mostly, just in doing product research and calculating profit, we actually don't really consider that in the calculation. Assuming that you're sending, now if you're planning just to send in one, then yeah, you have to consider that shipping into Amazon, because you're just sending one product. If it costs you $5 to ship it into Amazon, you have to subtract a whole $5, right? You probably won't make any profit via FBA. So the whole deal with FBA is that you'd want to come here and you'd want to buy like maybe 10 of these and send them in, right? Or this and some other items and send them in. So that is the idea behind FBA, right? We send things in, multiple items. All right. Now, number 3 is to actually then calculate the profit. So once you've gathered your supplier costs, you've kind of evaluated your costs at the supplier, depending on the number of items you're going to buy and all of that. You've determined your selling price and your fees on Amazon, which are pretty much set, a set percentage and a set fee for the FBA fee. Now you're going to calculate the profit. Now the basic formula of profit in general is simply income minus expenses. All right, so your income minus it's what's coming in minus what's going out. But your profit, broken down more specifically for Amazon, is going to be your selling price multiplied by 1 minus your referral fee. What does that mean? So what that means is that if your referral fee is 15%, okay, that 1 minus 15% is actually just 85%. So basically it's taking 100%, subtracting 15%, leaving you with 85%, right? So mathematically that is 1 minus 0.15, which is 15%. That will give you 0.85. So basically you just take the price and you multiply it by 0.85, right? So 15 by 0.85 that is $12.75, right? So you take the referral fee out, and that's what you're left with. Then the next thing to subtract is the FBA fee if you're doing FBA. So if I'm doing FBA, what is that FBA fee? $4.52. Where's my calculator? So now I'm going to subtract $4.52, right? And that leaves me with $8.23, right? Okay, we're losing money fast. Now, what are the other fees, you may ask? Okay, what are some other fees? Well, I might have other fees. Let's say you don't have a professional seller account. Okay, let's say that. Let's subtract 99 cents that they're going to charge you on the order because you don't have the professional seller account. Okay, so that's $7.24. Cost to ship, I don't really have a cost to ship. Let's say in this case, I did FBA. The reason why I'm saying that is I'm assuming that I'm going to buy a good number of these and send them in. And so what I'm going to pay to ship, when you divide the shipping cost into Amazon, it's going to be very small. But let's say you actually did kind of calculate that. It might come to say, let's say it comes to, I don't know, 50 cents, right? 60 cents, $1, something in that area, right? I'm going to say 50 cents. All right, it's an estimate. I really don't know what it's going to be. All right, now I have to subtract the supplier costs. Now, I'm assuming that you bought enough of them to get free shipping. So you did not pay shipping per the product. So what you would say is, well, it's basically like, well, you got free shipping. So you spent $5 per product. But then there's the tax. So you also have to, you may have to take that tax and divide that as well. I have some systems that do this. As you're buying your inventory, you're going to put in your purchases, and it's going to help you do all of that and divide it over each item. I'm not really doing that in this video, keeping it a bit more basic, but that is something else I have that you can look at as you are a little more advanced. You don't really need to be much more advanced, but just that in this video you're just learning the basic process right now. But if you want to add a little bit for the tax, you can. Now actually, what I could do in my case right now is I could go ahead and add more quantity. Let's say I was going to buy enough to get free shipping. I would have to buy 7 of these, right? If I buy 7 of these, my delivery is now free. My tax is now $2.32. Okay, $2.32. I'm going to take that tax, add it in, and now I have a $37.32 total. So what did I actually spend per item, right? Now, I don't want to forget this. See if I can put that in my memory or something. Now, 37.32, right? I'm going to take that and divide it by the 7 items. Remember, that's the total I spent on all 7 items. So it comes out to $5.33. So I spent $5.33 per product when I consider the tax, right? Free shipping, but when I consider that, okay? So that's how much you spent per one of these items. So when you calculate the profit, all right, I'm going to take, what was that? I kind of messed that up. Okay, so let me take the 674 where I left off. This was, remember, after subtracting fees, FBA fees, shipping, and all of that, right? Okay, let's just go back and look at the formula as a reminder, right? Remember, I've subtracted the fee, this part, multiplying by 0.85. I subtracted the FBA fee. I subtracted the other fee. I subtracted cost to ship. I estimated 50 cents into Amazon per item. And now I'm subtracting supplier costs, which is $5.33. Okay, so now I'm going to subtract $5.33, and what am I left with? Okay, I'm left with $1.41. All right. And you might say, wow, that's a small profit. But profit is relative to the price of the item. So let's take $1.41 and let's compare that to what it costs for one per item. Okay, remember, I'm making this profit $1.41 per item. So now I'm going to divide it by the cost per item, and this is so that I can get my return on investment. So I made a $1.41 profit for each of these items I sold on Amazon, and each item cost me $5.33. And so now I get 0.26 is my answer when I take that profit and divide it by the cost. 0.26 is the same thing. If you multiply this by 100, you can convert it to a percentage. That is 26.45%, which rounds off to 26.5%, right? Which you could then round off, if you want it to be an even number, you can round it off to a number without decimals, rather, 27%. Okay, a whole number. We'll make it 27%. Okay, so it's a 27% ROI is what I get on this, right? Let me put this on cost of goods of $5.33. I want to see what this is giving me. Now, this does not assume any kind of cost of shipping into Amazon, so I would have to add that in myself. So I'm going to make this 83 cents. See, so what I did here is I took the cost of goods $5.33, right, and I also added the cost to ship into Amazon because this calculator does not include it. So then I got $5.83, and now you can see how the ROI comes down to close to the same one that I had. Now it's not going to match. This calculator is not really going to match this because what happens is they do like storage fees, and they, you know, see here they add stuff like that. So and then they have their own tax calculation, which is not my tax calculation, right? They do like a general 9.75% tax. So that's not what my tax is. Okay, I can turn that off and do tax free, but now it's completely wrong. So it's just so you're not necessarily going to get the same thing. Just want to explain that. So this is you know, going to give you a general idea right off the bat of your profit once you figure out your cost of goods. All right, and it lets you see if it's profitable or not. But if you want to be really detailed about your actual purchase and your profit, then you're going to have to you use a spreadsheet as you do your purchases, and you put in more details. Now here's a spreadsheet. This is a source and profit sheet. It's really more of a I really intended for it to be a sheet to use as you do your product research to help you source the products, but also calculate the profit. So actually, you can use this, but you can skip. If you don't want to put all of this data in here, you can skip some of this. So if you're using a spreadsheet, this spreadsheet, for instance, you can take the ASIN and you could copy it in here because you want to know what product you're talking about. And then, you know, if you want to take, you know, this information and put it in there, you can do that. I'm just going to copy and paste it. What happened here? Okay, so I'm just basically copy and pasting that information. And basically you'll just I'll have to refresh this. Okay, not sure what's going on there. Alright, let me paste special values. Okay, UPC codes, part number, model number. I mean, not really too concerned about that right now at this point. Okay, it's $15, and spreadsheet is slow all of a sudden. Google, that's Google doing its thing. Okay, so $15 for the price, and then we have the FBA fee, which is $4.52. I know that this fee is 15%, this Amazon fee. The Chrome extension shows you that as well. You see the 15% referral fee. Alright, so that's my Amazon data, and then on this side, then it goes to the supplier. Alright, so for the source, I would normally, let me get back to the product. I'd want to take the product and copy it. Just copy it. And just paste it in here. Right, something you can do in Google Sheets. Format, wrap in, clip to clip that. Alright, just get rid of that extra stuff. And you can actually apply it to the whole column as well. Clip, so all the sources will be clipped. In this case, you want to record the specific variation, which is gray pattern. So I'd want to put gray pattern. And the number of units is how many units you're going to buy. Now, in the cart, I set it for 7 units, right? So I bought 7 units at $5 a unit. My shipping was 0. They gave me free shipping. And my tax, I said put a percent if you don't know it. This is programmed to use percent tax or actual tax, but I'm going to put the actual tax because I'm assuming an online arbitrage situation, perhaps you're shipping it to your home, right? And you're going to send it out. So it's $232 for the actual tax, right? And then there's no other cost. I'm just going to put that as 0, right? Okay, that shouldn't be bold. I don't want it to be bold, at least. Right? I try to only keep the formulas on bold so I can distinguish formulas from input data, right? So, okay, now I have some crazy formulas here, and basically what happens is you have the total cost per unit. So total cost is just going to put all these together, which comes to the same, you see it calculates the same $37.32 I calculated here. You see it on my spreadsheet, $37.32. All right, it works. Now the cost per unit, just like I showed you on the calculator, is $5.33. Why? Because I bought 7 units. $37.32 divided by 7 is $5.33. Now how many units are there per ASIN? How many units of this product, in other words, do I have to buy or matches to one of these ASINs, the product ASIN, the product on Amazon? 1. That's it. It's 1 unit per ASIN. So now, what is the cost per ASIN? I mean, what did it cost me from the supplier to buy what I need for one of these ASINs? Well, it's the same thing. It's $5.33 because it's 1. It's just 1. Okay. Now, if this were a 2-pack on Amazon, then it would be double, right? Your cost would be double. You would be spending $10 and change. You'd be buying 2 of these, right? That's the idea. Okay. Now, this sheet, the reason why I called it a FBA and FBM source and profit sheet is because I have it set up where it's calculating an FBA profit. I really modeled it kind of after this, where it's showing you FBA profit and FBM profit. All right. So for ship to Amazon via FBA, what is it costing you to ship in one of these things to Amazon? Again, it's not really an exact calculation. You don't really know until you get on there and you're about to send in your items and you go through the whole process and they give you a label and they tell you how many to put in the box at a time. Sometimes they split it. You don't really know. I just came up with this kind of estimation of 50 cents, which I don't like that being bold. I'm actually going to make sure this is not bold. Okay, and then I'll put this back to bold. So 50 cents is what I'm assuming per item. So for FBA, it's giving me the profit estimate based on the FBA fee, based on the referral fee. It's subtracting all of that and it's giving me $240. Right? So that's going to be, and that's what it gives me. Right? You're going to see, like I said, different numbers here. A little different because now I'm being a little more exact. Now, this profit, oh yeah, well what it is, okay, I know what it is. I did not do other. So I didn't subtract the additional $1. Remember I said, let's say you don't have a professional seller account, and I subtracted that 99 cents. I don't have an other column here. I just realized that. Okay, so I might want to add an other column. But okay, you know what? You don't need, it's not necessary. What you do is you use, and I know it might seem strange to do this because this is the supplier side, but you can add 99 cents here. Okay, you can add your 99 cents here. I know that's strange to do because it's the supplier part. I'd really rather not do that. Well, what you can do is you can add it to this, to the 50 cents. There's just different ways you could add that in, but really it'd be best if I had an other column. But let's say you have a professional seller account. Let's change the situation then, just for the sake of this sheet. Let's say that you do have a professional seller account. If you have a professional seller account, you're not going to pay that 99 cents fee at all. So there are no other fees. Okay. So now to ship to the customer, Well, anyway, this is FBA. Now, fulfilled by merchant to ship to the customer, you may have a shipping fee, right? To ship it to the customer. All right, you're not doing FBA, so now you have to figure out, well, what is it going to cost for me to actually ship this to a person when I pack it in a box and ship it? All right, or if you're a drop shipper and you're drop shipping this item, you're actually going to have to put in Target's shipping costs because Target's going to ship it to the customer, right? So your shipping is going to be $5.99. So you can make out all right, fulfilled by a merchant with a 27% ROI on this product. But if you're packing it physically and shipping it, which I've done all of these. I've done FBA, I do the drop shipping, all of it I've done, right? And packing and shipping in a box. It's gonna probably cost you more, right? The shipping cost that you get from these guys is very low, right? Because they can do that. But as an individual, you're probably going to be paying more. I'm just going to say $10. I really don't know what it would be, right? But if it's $10, you might end up being negative on this item. Okay, you might end up now. So and this is fulfilled by merchant, so it's not calculating. Don't think it's subtracting an FBA fee. It's not doing any of that. It's just that the shipping cost is so high, and the product. You know, remember, the price of this product is only $15. So if your shipping is $10, you're already, you're pretty much going to be losing, right? Because you're paying like $5 for the product already. Paying $5 for the product and then you're paying $10 to ship it. That's the point. That's $15. It sells for $15, and then they subtract fees from that $15. So it's not like you get paid $15 when you sell the item, right? So, you know, you already know that you're going to lose. So that's the whole point of this. It's not just to see, that you're going to win all the time. It's to see that, hey, if I ship this myself in this particular instance at this price that it's selling for, I'm not going to make money. Let me not do that. Perhaps I should drop ship it if that's something that you're willing to do. And I know some people drop ship, some people don't. But if you do drop ship or it's something you're willing to do, then maybe you might do that. Right? You can even buy the products, keep them. Have the product physically in your home or a warehouse or whatever, however you do things. And when it's actually ordered, you go on to Target and drop ship it, but you still have the physical item, which is good as a backup that you physically have it. So at least if it goes out of stock here, then you could ship it if you had to, just so you don't cancel the order. You know, there are different options you can come up with. Or you can just decide to just do FBA and just send it into Amazon because you see that it's going to work out better, and then you'll just make sure to buy enough of these to get free shipping to your location, and then do it. So this helps you decide if you're going to do FBA or FBM, right? This is good for people who do both. But something else we can look at is cashback. Okay, something that can totally change the whole playing field with this product and the profit is cashback. Something that is not going to be accounted for in a Chrome extension like this, right? Something that you can do on your own. I'm going to show you, for instance, this website. Take, for instance, Shop Smarter. They give 10% cashback. Now, it is a membership. It costs like a little under $10 a month, but you get 10% cashback at like a ton of stores. A lot of them are very major. They're major stores. Okay, I believe Target may be one of them. I'm going to click on T and find Target, and I do see that Target is on here. And I do want to click to make sure it's 10% cashback at Target. So all you have to do is shop through this portal. Make sure your card is empty on Target. Make sure your card is empty. Shop now. Go in. Don't use the gift card. You can't. I don't believe you can combine these with the gift card, right? Plus, you might be getting cashback on a credit card. All those other things too, right? So with a site like this, you get 10% cashback. So imagine now. That's why I designed this with a cashback percentage. So you can enter 10% cashback, right, for the site. The way it works is cashback on the cashback site comes from the from this price, the unit price. This is what they give you the cashback on. It's on the unit price, okay? That's where you get the cash. So 10% cash back means 10% on this. So if you buy, what did I buy? 7 of these, right? That's the subtotal of $35. You're going to get 10% on this. That's $350. Compared to the price of the product, that's, you know, okay, that's pretty good cash back. $3.50. Now, if you have a credit card and you're getting cash back that way, you're going to get cash back on this whole total. Whatever you charge to that card, you're going to get cash back on that, right? And I believe, remember, Target has like their own card, right? So let's say you're getting a really good cash back, or even just getting like a kind of a lower end cash back, like a 1.5% on a credit card or something, or 2% or something like that. All right, let's just say 2%. Okay, then you're going to get 75 cents cash back from this order. Okay, now did I put the number? I just want to make sure of something here. Yes, I did put 7 units and $5, right? So I have the total cost, the proper total cost here. So I do see that it calculates, okay, it multiplies the cashback card percent by the total, okay, cost of the whole order, right? That's what you're going to get. So now this is your total cashback on the whole order. But what's your cash back per unit? It's going to divide and tell you how much cash back you got on each unit. Because don't forget, this cash back, this is for the whole order of 7. So you can't add that whole thing into your profit. Oh, you have 3. No, you have to do it per item, right? So you got $4.25 cash back on this whole order, but you bought 7 items, right? Let's bought 7 items. So your $4.25 cash back divided by 7 items is actually, right, 61 cents, which is what I have here per item, okay? How much cash back do you get per ASIN? Well, the ASIN is also 1 item, so 61 cents per ASIN, right? If it was a 2-pack, your cash back per ASIN would be double if you were selling 2 items per ASIN, right? It was 1, so these are the same. Total profit for FBA, taking the profit we already calculated and adding in this cashback profit, now it's $3.01. This is the ROI, comparing the profit to the cost of each item, right? Of the cost. Profit you're going to make, total profit divided by that cost, and then the fulfilled by merchant, total profit divided, but fulfilled by merchant, I'm not actually doing the fulfilled by merchant. If I were really doing fulfilled by merchant, I'd have to put the shipping. Actually, let's do that. Let's say the shipping is still $10. Am I still losing money? Yeah. FBM is still negative. Even with the cashback cannot compete with that high shipping, right? If I'm paying $10 to ship this item, the $10, the cashback, the little bit of cashback I get, though it's not bad, but it's not enough for an item this cheap. Because remember, it's still really per item. The cashback, that actual dollar amount of cashback that you're getting for such a cheap item is not going to be enough to compete with this high shipping cost. So therefore, even with cashback, your profit is still negative. All right. So I think this sheet is really useful if you're really a detailed person, if you really want to be more detailed and really seeing what you're getting down to the item per item, and then incorporating cashback. And cashback is great for online arbitrage people and for drop shippers. It's not just, for one or the other. And even for retail arbitrage, if you're buying in person, you're using a credit card to purchase these items and you get cashback. So it applies to all Amazon arbitrage sellers. Okay, so the cashback can really make a crucial difference. There's this site, shopsmarter.com, 10% cashback at Target and lots of other major stores. I believe, though, but check because this may have changed, but I believe it's up to $1,000 per year. I don't believe you can earn more than $1,000 per year, but $1,000 in cashback per year is a significant amount of cashback per year for the average person, right? For me, that's a lot. That makes a big difference in my budget. I know that. So basically, that's what we're looking at. Now, I do have a column here for rank, and this has to do with another system that I was incorporating with the system when I first made the sheet. Don't necessarily have to do rank here because it's not part of a profit calculation, but it might be useful to have. All right, just kind of to have the seller rank, but I mean, don't really need to have it. But just as a reminder, if you've seen earlier in the process, research process, one of my videos, I probably showed you how to come down here and get this rank. So if you're interested in seeing this rank, it's down here. Okay, and I've explained in another video that although ranks may be large, you may see a rank that's this large, you should keep in mind, because people tell you a large rank is bad, but you have to keep in mind the number of products in that category. Even though the rank is this large, the product's in the top 4.47% of home and kitchen. It's not great. I mean, they're much smaller percentages than this, but I think it's fair to say that the product can sell and the ROI is high enough. So here's the thing. I didn't really want to get into this in this video, but you should think about how many products you're trying to sell. You're not trying to sell 1,000 units necessarily, right, from Target in your arbitrage and online. Maybe you're just trying to sell 7 of these. So you don't need such a small rank where the product is selling thousands of units a month or something like that. You're only trying to sell 7 after all. So keep that in mind, right? Because if you're always going for the very small rank, it's hard to compete. You're going to see smaller profits most of the time, and you're going to see more competition because everyone is going for those smaller ranks. And in online arbitrage, coming from retail suppliers, it's going to be challenging. And if you've been selling, you've already experienced this. But if not, you have to sell to know what I'm talking about. You have to do this for a while to see what I mean about smaller ranks and the competition and the smaller ROIs that tend to come with the smaller rank. Right? So sometimes a larger rank but a high ROI, you're better off if you're not trying to move thousands of units in a month. You don't need something that sells at some kind of ridiculous rate. Right? You just need it to sell somewhat so that you can get it moved out. Okay, anyway, that is the process, all right, of calculating profit on Amazon as part of the product research process for Amazon arbitrage sellers. And there are links in the description of this video that you should look at, and then I have my contact information if you want to contact me directly. And yeah, see links perhaps for the tools that I'm using, like the Chrome extensions, or see links for this Google sheet if you want to use this Google sheet, the FBA FBM source and profit sheet, to help you calculate in more detail when you're going here and you're buying multiple units and you want to see the total cost and divide it and see how that compares to Amazon, see your FBA profit compared to the FBM profit, get your cashback. I think that's going to be this is going to be highly useful in evaluating products and profitability. So you may want to get a copy of this system. And what I didn't show you is that you can open the links here of the Amazon product automatically. You can Google search, because it was meant to be a manual sourcer, so that you would Google search products and try to manually source them. And then you have the barcode lookup, which will look up the barcode only if you have a barcode in here. So if you put a barcode here, it'll look up the barcode. That's what we'll put. Okay. But anyway, yes, that is it. Links in the description of this video. I'm Mr. Mark. This is Excel for Amazon. I do look forward to either hearing from you or seeing you around on the channel.